One of the first things that you're going to want to do after identifying a trusted real estate advisor to work with is get your home loan. So let's take a closer look at the steps and some tips that you can use for getting yours. My name is Andrew Finney, and my passion is helping you make sense of real estate. If you need help finding a top agent near you, or if you simply want to drop me a line to say hello, my contact info is below. If you're new here, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel now and like this video. Thank you. Let me ask you a question, my friend. Do you think that it's better to be well prepared before you go into home shopping mode so that you know how much money that you're approved for in the bank so that you can get your home loan? You probably would, right? It only stands to reason that we should always set ourselves up for success. And part of setting ourselves up for success come with identifying what are the steps involved in a loan application to best prepare you of what a home loan officer is going to be asking you. The first thing that we want to take a closer look at is what are the actual steps involved with applying for a home loan. We can really break this down into 6 very easy to follow steps. The first step is actually contacting a mortgage loan officer to review your options with you. When you contact a mortgage loan officer, yes, they're going to be asking to run your credit so they can get your credit profile together and listen to what you're looking for in your new home loan to review your options with you. But nothing can ever happen until you contact one. Sometimes people go online and they read a lot of blogs or they watch a lot of different videos, especially if they know they have a little bit of work to do before getting a home loan, and they start embarking on this journey. And what happens when they embark on this journey without the counsel of a trusted real estate advisor or loan officer is sometimes they're actually taking steps backward as opposed to taking steps forward. We want to be able to help you take a step forward. Sometimes it just really comes down to a little bit of anxiety and nervous energy because it's something that if you're a first-time home buyer, you haven't done before. It's okay. We're professionals and we're happy to help you. Just remember that fear is really just an acronym for false evidence appearing real. The best ways to replace fear is simply with knowledge, and with knowledge comes power, and with power and confidence come comfort. So please be sure to reach out to a local loan officer today if you're looking to get a home loan in the near future. The second step is to actually inquire about your home loan options. So when you're talking to that home loan officer, you might want to ask them, hey, I know there's different types of home loans out there, and for reference, there's 4 broad categories of home loans. You have a conventional loan, an FHA loan, a VA loan, and a USDA loan. Underneath each of those primary loan types are a host of different kind of loan programs, from down payment assistance programs to low down payment programs to even programs that might offer you some closing cost incentives or assistance depending on your situation. So it's really important to review all of your options, and the only way to do that is to simply ask about it. Again, those 4 loan types are conventional, FHA, VA, and USDA. Just a little heads up here, a conventional loan is what a lot of people think about when they think about a home loan. When you hear people putting down 5%, 10%, or 20%, it's oftentimes thought of as a conventional loan. It might come as a shock, but there's a lot of conventional loan programs that could be 3% or less as well. An FHA loan is traditionally the lowest down payment option, and it's a federally insured loan, and it's generally at 3.5%. There are a wide variety of down payment assistance programs underneath the FHA loan. So talk to a loan officer if you want to review your FHA loan options. A VA loan is really unique in the sense that it's only available to active duty and veterans that have served in the United States military. Now, of course, you must have served honorably and have your VA benefits intact to be able to use this. Again, at the same time, only active duty military and veterans can use a VA loan. A USDA loan is designed for rural America. So think about the areas where you see wide open pastures and wide open land. Those are the areas that are most commonly eligible for the USDA loan. Now, please talk to the loan officer if that's a program that you want to use. There are all wonderful programs that are available to you. Only way to know is to inquire. The third step is completing your loan application. Now, this can be very, very simple. The more information you have available and getting ready to go, the faster that loan officer is going to be able to turn around and give you an answer. It is very important to know and to please stay away from the people that tell you and give you a loan pre-approval letter in 5 to 15 minutes. That's just not the case. And the reason it's not the case is because a lot of information has to be verified. Right now, let's identify it as 4 broad categories, being your income, your assets, your credit, and your employment verification, to ensure that everything that you're sharing with the loan officer is actual reality so that you can move forward with confidence when you get a loan pre-approval letter. A loan pre-qualification letter is simply like, hey, you have a pulse and I talked to you on the phone, here's a pre-qualification letter. It's not worth anything because it's not been vetted, it's not been verified. Please don't fall into the fallacy of thinking that, oh, if I had a conversation with a loan officer and they sent me a letter, I'm pre-approved right away. It's just not the case. You want to make sure that you're getting this done correctly. And in a few moments, we'll go over the things that a loan officer is going to be asking you for. So after you complete the loan application, you'll move into the fourth step, which is actually processing your loan application to ensure that everything checks out. Now, this period of time can take anywhere from 1 to 10 days, just depends on where you are in the home buying process. If you're in contract, then everything's being finalized with your application for your new home loan. The fifth step of getting your home loan is when you have already identified the house that you want, you made the offer, and your offer is accepted. Now you're entered into the closing process. Part of the closing process for you that you're going to be able to expect is at some point having a conversation with an underwriter or a processor, what they're going to call a conditions list after they've reviewed the final application for your new home loan. Now the underwriter is going to take a really close look at everything. They're likely going to ask you some of the questions that you've already been asked before, and they may ask you to update different information that has already been provided just to ensure that everything is on the up and up and current moving through your closing process. Please respond to the processor or the underwriter very, very swiftly. Any delays in the underwriting process can delay the date that you're going to be able to close on your home. Extremely, extremely important to answer their questions right away, and when in doubt or if you have questions about what they're asking you, please talk it over with your local loan officer. The sixth step is funding the loan for your new home. Now this will typically take place anywhere between the same day of closing or even sometimes as early as 2 or 3 days before the closing, depending on how your loan is set up to fund for your new home. It's important to review how that's going to work out with your loan officer and also the title company that will be contacting you to set your buyer signing appointment. Just know that everything's about to happen, all your ducks are in a row, you're ready to go, and you're about to get the keys on your new home. So now let's take a closer look at some loan application tips that you can use to prepare for success with a conversation with your mortgage loan officer. The first thing that you're going to want to know is what is the loan officer going to be asking for. Any delay in getting this documentation to them could also delay the possibility of you getting your loan pre-approval letter. It's important to get this information to them. So let's give you a list of what they're going to ask for so you can begin preparing now. They're going to ask you for 1 month of your pay stubs. They're going to ask you for 2 years of your W-2s. They will ask you for your bank statements covering the most recent 3 months. They'll ask you for any of your retirement and asset accounts such as a 401k, IRA, or mutual fund. They'll also ask you if you own any stocks or if you have any certificates of deposit. And after you get your loan pre-approval letter and move into the closing process after your offer is accepted, they will also be requesting your purchase offer. Now no worries here, your trusted real estate advisor will be happy to provide that to them. They'll ask you for 12 months of canceled checks for your rent deposits or the name of your landlord. If you've had any credit problems, any fluctuations in your credit, they might ask you about that in a letter of explanation they have ready to go, so it helps you through the underwriting process. So what happens if you're self-employed, if you pay by commission, if you own real estate or have rental properties? The loan officer is going to ask you for a few other documentations. Let's go over those. They'll ask you for 2 years of your signed personal income taxes, including all schedules. If you're self-employed through a corporation, they'll ask you for the last 2 years of returns and a year-to-date profit and loss statement along with your balance sheet. So now let's take a closer look at 6 tips you want to keep in mind moving forward through the loan application process and the closing process. The first thing that you want to keep in mind is if any information or documentation is being requested, then please get that over to them as quickly as possible. The second one is to read all of your disclosures, whether they be your real estate disclosures or your loan disclosures, and ask questions that are on your mind. There is no such thing as a stupid question. If you're thinking it, please ask it. The third thing that you want to do would sound kind of like a no-brainer. The income that you put on your application, please ensure it's the same as what's on your tax returns. The fourth thing that you'll want to do is to inform your loan officer of any past credit problems. This would include a short sale, a foreclosure, a bankruptcy, or any judgments that were against you. The more information that you can share up front, the better the local loan officer is going to be able to assist you. The fifth thing is to verify that your credit report is accurate and to go over every line item that's reported to ensure the accounts that are being reported on your credit report are in fact yours. And the sixth thing that you'll want to do is to sign your name exactly as it's printed. This may include your middle initial. As you move forward with your loan application, please remember that a loan pre-qualification letter is not worth the toilet paper that we use, and a loan pre-approval letter has been vetted with the information that we shared that the loan officer is going to be asking you for during your loan application process. If that information was not submitted to the loan officer, then just know you don't have a loan pre-approval letter. It's the quickest litmus test to make sure that you have everything on the up and up moving forward. So now that you're better prepared with the loan application process and what to expect, let's have a real talk about mortgage lenders and home loans, and a relatively painless 5 steps to financial strategy to buy your new home. Looking forward to our next conversation. We'll see you in a few.